Hi everyone, I am back with this awesome high-grade EZ8 Gundam kit, and I'll be showing you where I stand in this build so far. But the main purpose of this video is to actually show you some of the instructions, the labels that you'll encounter in the manual, in hopes that that will help you build your kit as you go along. This is where I stand right now. I've done the upper torso, the backpack, and the head. The backpack does this kind of strange thing. I'm not quite sure why. I actually have not watched the 08th MS Team anime, but I'm told by everyone who has that it is an amazing series. So I really don't know much about the EZ8 in terms of the anime series itself, but I really like the look of this suit. So anyway, let's take a look at the instruction set. Basically, we're turning to this page that has the illustration of the runners, and you'll notice up top that there's this row of symbols. Now, some of them are in black and some are grayed out, and the reason is that the ones that are grayed out are ones that you will not encounter in this specific set of instructions. But we're going over all the symbols just so that you know what to expect if you do come across them in your kit, whatever that may be. This very first one is a really rare one to come across. I actually have not come across it yet. It basically points out those rare occasions where you need adhesive. As you know, these Gundam kits don't require gluing for the most part, so you'll very rarely come across this one. This one right here, you'll notice that number in a box. This is for the foil stickers, so these little things. It basically points out which sticker, denoted by the number, you need to apply and where. The next one over is the Decals, which is different than the foil stickers. So you can get them as either normal stickers, so like clear-backed stickers, or dry transfers, or water slides. So this kit actually has another set of stickers, and you can see that the numbers here are indicated, holding it upside down, are indicated by these circle borders, basically. The next one over is basically saying that you need to do something like a mirror image of a part on the other end. So an example of this would be right here, for example. In this building, this skirt unit, you'll have these side skirts that need to be installed. So this particular one is the A12 part. Then we see that symbol that says on the other end you need to put a similar but not exactly the same A22 part. So that's that one. This one basically means that you're using the exact same part on the other side. And this right here is basically calling to your attention some parts that require extra focus. You just need to be careful whenever you see this symbol. This one's another rare one that says you need to use a screwdriver and a little screw, and it's basically cautioning you against tightening the screw too tight. It doesn't want you to kind of hinder motion. So these are used in some hinges on bigger kits usually. This right here indicates that there's a part you need to cut and disregard. And the reason they do this is that some parts are very delicate and they have these additional protective plastic parts to protect the piece from damage during shipping. This one basically says that you need to do something a number of times over. So for example, in these steps that are to do with the feet, for example, because the feet are identical in this case, so you need to do this whole step twice, this whole step twice, this whole step twice. There are some times when you will find higher multiples. It's not always twice. This one basically says you need to do something first, and this one says you need to do something last. So an example of this, we find it very early on in this Gundam EZ8. It's when you're building the upper torso, you see that do this last step. And that's actually pointing to this arrow. So what it says is this B12 part has to go onto the rest only after you've installed all the other pieces. So you do everything else first, and then you add this back cover to it. So moving on, we have the 180 degree label. It's basically telling you to turn your kit around because there's some parts that need to be attached to the other side of the kit. This one right here indicates that you have an option. So you can either go with one set or another when you're doing the assembly. And you often see this whenever you're doing the hands. So you'll find that some hands might have like a trigger pose or like an open palm or a fist. So we see that here, for example. That's the logo right there. So whenever you're doing this part here, it can be either this assembly or this assembly. So you get a choice. And the last one is basically to move things on both sides. So this is usually used in transformation instructions. Now the EZ8 does not transform, so we don't use it in this case. But it'll say things like move both arms down, for example. So it's just pointing out that you have to do the articulation on both sides. Well, those are the symbols, and you will come across these as you're building your kit. I really hope this video is helpful, and we'd always love to see the kits you're building. So please let us know on social media what you're building, and share some pics with us. Look forward to the next video where we'll be showing you how to actually cut the parts off the runner and to show you basically some tips on panel lining and things to that effect. Till next time.